What's good, everybody? It's your boy Big Nate. Welcome to Big Nate's Book Reactions, home of the best book reactions. And today we are reacting to Cormac Mccarthy interviewing with all people, Oprah Winfrey. So I did this one just because I've actually read a lot, not a lot, but a good amount of Cormac Mccarthy, for whom which we are smoking this doobie for. I've read a good amount of McCarthy. I've read, Blood Meridian, which is my favorite by him. Then next favorite is probably All the Pretty Horses. Next favorite is probably The Road, which I think they might be talking about here just based off of like comments. No Country for Old Men. Oh shit, I forgot an ashtray, bro. Here, one second. Okay, but like I was saying, I've read No Country for Old Men. I feel like there was another one. Wait, surely I swear there was one more. Wait, what's his other big ones? I swear I've read 5. But whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I've read a good amount and I'm excited to read his upcoming books to be published this year, which is crazy because this old motherfucker has just published 2 new novels, or is in the process of publishing 2 new novels. The Passenger, and I forget what the other one was, something else. So, just to get myself re-hyped for this, we are going to watch the Cormac Mccarthy interview, who apparently he is like, allegedly does very little interviews. So, apparently he's actually like kind of not a full-on dick, but I think like when he I think during the whatever award he got, maybe like National Book Award, maybe Pulitzer, Nobel. He didn't get a Nobel, maybe. But apparently he would just like go and hang out with like the scientists and not really hang out with like the literature people. I don't even really think he liked literature people. But so anyway, I get the vibe he's like grumpy old man, kind of. I don't know, but we'll see. I'll be interested to see what this interview is like. This is my first time seeing him in an interview capacity, or even just in general, like just not in a book. I've seen pictures of him, but like, let's see. And with Oprah.
Well, you look just like you do on the back of the cover.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's good or bad.
That's very good.
Okay.
Thank you for doing this today.
That's a funny old man joke right there. Is that good? That's some shit my grandpa.
This is a first.
Bro, he's looking kind of old. He's not that old right here, but like this is back fucking when, bro. Look like.
First for me.
I hear that it's a first.
Wait, what
for
you
you.
say?
Thank you for doing this today.
Do we have close
This is a first for me.
I hear that it's a first for you.
Yeah.
Why have you never done it before?
Well, I don't think it's good for your head. I mean, if you spend a lot of time thinking about how to write a book, you probably shouldn't be talking about it. You probably should be doing it.
Oh, really?
Okay, that's an interesting direction. I was thinking, for one thing, it's like, I kind of like when they're, not even I kind of like, but I could see one approach where it's like it leaves some up to the imagination, because like, when you, sometimes you see an author, like you see an author or something, like you interact with them or whatever, and it's just like, oh, you're like just kind of like a real person. It loses some of the magic. It's like that whatever it is that my dog's aging himself, of course, comes out here just really to age himself, but that Great Gatsby vibe. My girl, I was talking about, she said something about the yellow light, blue light, what is it? But anyway, because we were kind of talking about it, but leave some, like, it ruins the mystique of the person. It ruins the myth of them when you like see that. So I could have seen that being a reason, but anyway.
That's my feeling.
No, it's nothing against the press or the media or anything like that.
No,
Nothing like that.
No, you work your side of the street and I'll work mine.
That's how I feel about people too.
Okay, these closed captions suck.
Cormac Mccarthy is widely
I'll leave them on
considered
just in
one
case.
of the
It's maybe better
greatest
than nothing.
living American writers. Over the past 4 decades, McCarthy novels. His bestseller, All the Pretty Horses, won the National Book Award and was made into a movie.
That's probably what it was. That won the national. Yeah, that shit should have won that. Dude, I love All the Pretty Horses. Oh my god, I love that book so much. I should reread that shit.
Picture.
Did you always know?
Just to see if I still like it. Because sometimes you reread a book and you don't end up liking it as much. It lost some of whatever made it special, but. For one, so I read A Farewell to Arms by Hemingway like a long time ago, and I loved it. It was like one of the things that got me into literature, which I'm going to do a video about that. So then like several years, that was probably in high school, late high school, and then sometimes late college, I'm like, bro, I should read A Farewell to Arms again and see if I still like it. And bro, I was shedding tears on the second time around, bro. Like I was at work finishing it, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. And I'm just that's actually absurd now that I'm saying that out loud, but shout out A Farewell to Arms. But I should do that with all the pretty horses, so I'd be interested. And Blood Meridian, because Blood Meridian's great, but low-key it's a fucking slog to get through. It's not, but it kind of is. And if you've read it, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about, because he's still such an amazing writer, but yeah.
You were a writer?
It can be tricky.
I think.
Wait, what was the question?
That you were a writer?
I think.
I still kind of missed it, but it's okay.
It's hard to say. When I was a kid, I used to write. And then when I became a teenager, I didn't do much of anything.
Are you passionate about
Same.
writing? You know, now, today, when I speak to students, I tell them to try to follow your passion, because no matter what it pays you, if you're fulfilling what you're meant to do in life, that is the reward, that is the payment. Are you passionate?
I don't know. I passionate sounds like a pretty fancy word.
Mm-hmm.
I like what I do.
He is,
and
he said passionate sounds like a pretty fancy word. He's one of those Steinbeck, Hemingway motherfuckers that are like try and use the simplest kind of almost like sentences or words as you can. Like if there's a simpler alternative. My girl told me it's actually something, I think, or wait, maybe she didn't actually. But anyway, he said something like there are older, Hemingway said about Faulkner, there are older and simpler words that you can use, like as a critique, something like that. Older and simpler, he said. So anyway, you see him, he said, that sounds like a fancy word. Passionate is not even
it
fancy.
sounds like it.
But that is his writing style. Like The Road is just simple. It's almost, I don't know actually, but like short, not even short actually, maybe not at all, but simple sentences, simple words. Anyway,
That's
okay,
it.
bro.
I like what I do. And
Right.
and I suppose some writers have said in print that they hated writing and it was just a chore and a burden. I certainly don't feel that way about it. Sometimes it's difficult. You always have this image of the perfect
So fucking true, bro.
which you can never achieve, but which you never stop trying to achieve.
You can asymptotically approach it. I feel like that's a Philip Roth thing, bro. He's like, you can never quite capture like the real thing, like real experience, no matter how good the words
But
are.
I think that at the core of it, there's this image that you have, this interior image of something that is absolutely perfect, and that's your
A platonic ideal,
that's your
which I've actually been thinking about. I'm not even gonna speak on it, but I'll just say 3 key words, like literature versus entertainment. What is literature? And platonic ideal. Exactly. And then I'll say 100 Years of Solitude.
signpost in your guide. You'll never get there, but without it, you won't get anywhere.
When you start out to write a book, do you start
Right.
out with that image?
It's not so much a conscious thing, I don't
This is
think.
fucking
I think
rolling
it's
rock.
just, you always
How
have
does that
that
even
hope
happen?
that today I'm going to do something better than I've ever done.
Elevate.
There's the
Growth.
hope.
How's that for you?
Cormac McCarthy has the growth mindset.
That's good. So do you
He said
write
hubris.
methodically? Do you have a schedule? I've talked to many, many different writers.
I'm
over the
curious
years.
about that.
No. Does it
No.
just come to you and you write it whenever it comes?
Faulkner once was asked if he wrote every day or only when he was inspired, and he said, "I only write when I'm inspired, but I'm inspired every day."
Ooh, nice.
You have to take it seriously. You have to treat it as
So true.
the work that you do.
You have to treat it as
Some people say, "Do you plot everything out?" And I said, "No, that would be death. I mean, you can't.
These
plot
captions are
things out.
distracting
You
at this point. These are
You
bad.
just have to trust in, wherever it comes from."
Right.
The Road recently received one
Oh,
of
I thought it was
publishing's
fucking
most
over.
prestigious
It's only been
awards,
3 minutes.
the
What the fuck?
2007 Pulitzer Prize for
Oh,
fiction.
cool.
When you started The Road, did you know where it was going to end, or did it end itself?
No, I had no idea.
Where did this apocalyptic dream come from?
Well, it's interesting because usually you don't know where a book comes from. It's just there, some kind of an itch that you can't quite scratch. Unless
That is exactly what Otessa Moshfegh said. That's crazy. Interesting.
son John, about 4 years ago, he and I went to El Paso.
He's 8 now.
Yeah, and we checked into the old hotel there.
Is that
and
his
one
son?
night,
That's crazy.
John was asleep. It wasn't night. It was probably about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And I went over and I just stood and looked out the window at this town. There was nothing moving, but I could hear the trains going through in that
Dude, he is speaking writing right now. Do you hear this, dude? What?
this town. There was nothing moving, but I could hear the trains going through in that very, very lonesome sound. I just had this image of what this town might look like in 50 or 100 years. I just had this image of these fires up on the hill and everything being laid waste, and I thought a lot about my little boy. And so I wrote those pages, and that was the end of it. And then about 4 years later, I was in Ireland, and I woke up one morning and
That's crazy. I did not know, because The Road it follows a father and a son, and wow, are their dynamics great. It is so rich. I'm due for a reread for all of McCarthy's books, but is that the book I've not been mentioning? But that is a fantastic, the dynamic between them, two great characters.
And I realized that it wasn't 2 pages of another book. It was a book. And it was about that man and that little boy.
Wow.
The Road is dedicated to Cormac's 8-year-old son, John Francis.
Is this a love story to your son?
That's dope. He said,
In a way, I suppose it is, so it's kind of embarrassing. I suppose it is.
I just saw you blush. Yeah.
dude, okay, first off, he said, dang, that's cringe. But I hate when people say, when you see them blush, because then that's gonna, even if they weren't blushing, that's gonna make them blush now, but they probably were blushing, which means they're even more, positive feedback loop, bro.
But no, it couldn't have been when I called you at first. You said, when I said people want to know where this book came from, you said, well, it's obvious.
This is the collab we did not know we needed, bro. Oprah and Cormac McCarthy.
It came because my son practically co-wrote this book.
No.
Had you not had this son at this time, this book wouldn't have been written.
No, absolutely not. Never would have occurred to me to try to write a book about a father and a son.
That's awesome.
What is it like being a father at this particular time in your life? How is it different than...
I think you appreciate it more. Yeah, if you're young and have a child, it's, yeah, so you got a kid, but to have a child when you're older is, it wrenches you up out of your nap and makes you look at things, afresh.
That's funny.
It forces the world on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Oh.
Fans of yours
Okay,
read
let's
all
keep going.
kinds of things into it.
Wait, what? What the
Some
fuck
people
was
say
that?
It's
What?
about the journey of man on Earth. It's about a man's, spiritual journey here on Earth. Is that true, or is it just about the man and the boy on the road?
I like to think it's just
Symbolism
about the
versus
boy and the
realism.
man on the road, but obviously you can draw, conclusions about all sorts of things.
Infinite conclusions.
From reading the book, depending on your taste.
Those are the fun writers too, like where there's it's up to interpretation. The story, there's parts of the story and things that happen, consequences that are ambiguous. Like it could have gone either way. It doesn't quite let you know. Those are the best.
It's a pretty simple, straightforward story, I think.
Right.
It's so interesting. I think
McCarthy is definitely in the realist camp
if we had
as
read this
opposed
book
to
25 years ago, 20 years ago, it would have seemed
Okay.
futuristic. But something about it feels ominous and real.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
it is, maybe since 9/11, people are
Interesting.
more concerned about apocalyptic issues. We're not used
It's
to
always
I
been
was
a
going to
thing
say,
too.
we're not
though.
accustomed to
We're
it.
not used to that.
It still feels like it
Not
applies,
accustomed to
bro.
living in fear,
No.
being anxious about what's going to happen.
Yeah, we've had it
tomorrow.
pretty good. This country's been very lucky, just like me.
True.
So you know that now people
He just acknowledged his privilege. Did he not just acknowledge his privilege? See, bro, he's been on
it's on
that.
people's minds and
I
when you
think
were
it
writing
is.
it. Obviously it was on your mind.
Yeah.
What do you want us to get from this book in particular?
It would be just simply
The Road is another great, that is definitely one of his more literary books too, just because of the father and the son, and I feel like there's some social commentary going on too, and there's some really dark, captivating, and also amazing writing in that book.
about things and people and be more appreciative. Life is pretty damn good, even when it looks bad. And
We can still
we should
love.
appreciate it more.
We can
We should
still
be
hope.
grateful. I don't know who to be grateful to, but you should be thankful for what you have.
You haven't worked out the God thing or not yet?
Well, so it would depend on
Ooh,
what day you ask.
good
me.
question, and that's interesting too.
But
Huh.
but sometimes it's good to pray. I don't think you have to have
Cool.
a clear idea of who or what God is in order to pray.
I agree.
You could even be quite doubtful about the whole business.
Do you care if now millions of people are reading your books versus when there were only a few thousand reading your books in the early years?
You have to.
You know, in all honesty, I have to say that I really don't.
Oh, that's good.
I just don't.
Good.
I mean, you would like for the people that
just means more bank coming in, more big bank OGs coming in.
Many people reading it. So what? I mean, what? That's okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
He's writing for him. He's writing for him. Okay, he's being a little like under dramatic about it. Like, you know, he's getting the bag at this point. He's like, oh, I don't care. You care about that bag, McCarthy, bro.
An author, let me tell you, it's such a pleasure to meet you. An honor to have this.
But he's writing for him. He really is.
An honor. You are a different kind of author. That's good. Read it if you want to. If you don't, it's okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
Anyway, that was Cormac McCarthy interviewing Oprah Winfrey at the Oprah Winfrey Show. Being interviewed by, and let me know what you thought about this reaction, about these in general. Thank you for watching Big Nate's Book Reactions, home of the best book reactions.